Hey everyone, welcome to a quick announcement video I'd like to make for Shmup Slam 2. Shmup Slam 2 is an online event that I'm putting together that is going to showcase a bunch of different shmup demonstrations all played in real time. And the event is probably going to last about 12 hours, so it's just going to be a marathon of amazing shmup gameplay. So if you guys enjoyed watching Gus's demonstration at AGDQ earlier in this year, this is sort of a follow-up event, but with a lot more selection, a lot more players. The stakes probably won't be quite as high as Gus, but I think it'll be really cool to see some variety and see some new personalities, especially for people just joining the shmup scene or just kind of looking into it. So it will be taking place on February 29th, Leap Day. Like I said, it'll be running 12 hours. If you're on the West Coast, it's going to be starting in the morning. If you're on the East Coast of the United States, it'll probably start, mid, just before lunch basically. And actually there's a really cool schedule that I'm going to link that will convert the times for all the runs into your local time zone, so that'll be really convenient. And so I guess before I finish out this video, I thought it'd be fun just to kind of give a little preview of who's playing, what games they're playing, what to kind of expect, and hopefully get you all excited to check it out, because I think it'll be really cool if we can get more people to tune in, get some real momentum going after AGDQ, and do your best to try and share this out. Let your friends or whoever people online, if they're interested in shmups, let them know about this event. So I guess I'll go over the schedule now just to kind of give a little preview. So I'll be opening the event starting at 8 a.m. my time. It'll start off with a little bit of me just kind of getting, talking to the chat, letting people know what's going on, getting things set up. And then I'll do my run of Down Maku Unlimited 3. I actually just beat Pazzy's score in True Spirit mode yesterday, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'll be beating his record, again live, but my goal is to get the 2 billion clear, which is I think a solid demonstration goal. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's not going to be impossible either. Then following up myself is a really cool race between Moglar and PKE. So Moglar just got the Ketsui Aura clear, and he's destroying this game. He's a newer Western player, kind of a shmup prodigy to be honest. And then the guy he's playing with against is actually a Japanese super player, PKE. So it'll be really cool that we have some Japanese player, a Japanese player in the event. Ketsui's really hype. That's going to be a highlight right out the gate. Then Omcall is playing Judgment Silver Sword, a game that was actually played in Shmup Slam 1, so I'm glad he's bringing it back. He didn't play in Shmup Slam 1, but yeah, I want to show off, it's a really cool indie shmup. He's a great player. He plays a lot of DOJ too, so he'll be up to the task. And then up next we actually have a shmup speedrun, a legit shmup speedrun, not the ones you see on Doronpachi where they just bomb their way to the end. It's Iro, and he's playing a shmup called Eschatos that has a lot of appeal within the scene, but I don't think a lot of people know about it. It's really unique, and it actually has a speedrun mode, and I think he's going to try and get this at some other speedrun events, so that's really cool. And then after Iro is Jamers, kind of a legend of the shmup scene. If you guys ever look up a super play on YouTube, it's probably a Jamers video. Just a staple, an amazing Western player, one of the best. And he'll be playing Esperade, or Esperade, however you want to pronounce it. This port just came out this last year, I guess, at the end of last year. So it'll be really cool to see that. And then up next is Ek playing Darius Burst Chronicles. I don't have a whole lot of experience with Darius Burst, but I know it's a super popular game. And it is kind of a little more of the old school style shmup, so I think it's good to have some variety in there, not just all Danmaku games. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing his run myself, because I don't know much about the game, and I know he did a really fun job last year in Shmup Slam 1, so I'm looking forward to his run. And then we have another race between a mystery player, no hints of who that might be, and then Juju Kenobi playing DOJ Black Label. This is going to be really intense, because I think Juju's going all out, and the mystery player I believe will be going all out as well, and so I'm really looking forward to this, because I think Black Label is such a cool shmup, and Dodonpachi is not a marathon safe. Any of the Dodonpachi games are not marathon safe by any means. No shmup really is, but especially Dodonpachi with how cruel the scoring and chaining is. So that'll be really interesting to tune into. And then up next is Zarok playing Hellsinker. Hellsinker is kind of a sleeper hit, I guess you could say, among shmup players. A lot of people outside shmups don't really know too much about it, but it's a really famous Japanese indie shmup that I think recently got released to Steam. It's got a huge following, even within the Japanese scene, who, tends to focus on arcade. Yeah, and Zarok is an amazing shmup player. I kind of think of him as like the master of a lot of indie shmups. He puts out, usually when a new indie shmup comes out, Zarok is going to destroy it. Him and Jamers are going to be in there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that run. And then we have Toho Maribel. This will be a really cool run to tune into because there's a little bit of a story here where he did a demonstration at Stunfest last year and he did great. He did 2 different ones. He did great on the survival, but on the scoring one, he ended up not getting the clear, and I could tell, I think it was bothering him. So this is kind of like redemption. This is coming back at a second chance at getting that clear in this scoring mode. So that'll be cool to see some Toho in the event. And then Dumple-chan playing Desert War. I know Dumple-chan from, just checking out his stuff, tends to play really obscure shmups and, specialize in those. And Desert War is so obscure, I couldn't even find a video of this game. So this will be interesting to say the least because I have no idea what to expect. But I think it's always fun to have kind of those little out there obscure games. People can check them out. It'll definitely be a learning experience for everyone because I doubt anyone knows much about the game. And then this next run is a race between Gusto and SMC. Of course, people who are checking out this for the first time will probably recognize Gusto from his amazing AGQ performance. He also had a really cool Stunfest performance last year, so he's kind of becoming a veteran of live shmup demonstrations. And so yeah, Gusto needs no introduction at this point. And then SMC is another really solid Futari player, basically the other great Western Futari player that I'm aware of. And so SMC is less known, but he helped out actually Gus with some strategies and stuff going into AJDQ, so he's a really knowledgeable, really amazing player. And they're actually going to do this race at Stunfest last year, but traveling, all that kind of stuff kind of got in the way. So this would be cool to kind of see this run happen. It'll be a race between the two. Gus will be playing a ship he doesn't usually, the character I guess he usually doesn't play, and so will SMC. They're like swapping, so that'll be really interesting. And then Dent is playing Gunsmoke, and I think it's cool to show this game off because Gunsmoke is a unique shmup. It's an older school shmup where you're not a ship or anything like that. You're a cowboy taking out his enemies. I'm really curious to see how this run plays out and to learn more about the game. It's kind of like again, a lesser known game, and so I think it'll be a really cool thing to check out. Cloudy Music playing Exceed Third. So when I made my greatest shmups of the last decade list, Exceed was one of those games that ended up getting the snub. Not because I don't think it's a great game, but mostly because I forgot it existed. It kind of gets under the radar, but it is kind of like a Toho style game, but a little crazier in my opinion. So I'm excited to see him play it. I know Kiwi as well has played it, so I think it'll be really cool to check out. People will dig it. And then Marescan playing Pro Gear. If you guys haven't seen Pro Gear before, it's one of the few horizontal bullet hell shmups out there, at least made by Cave. The only other one they made is Akai Katana. Yeah, Pro Gear is an amazing shmup. I want more people to check it out. I actually was just playing it an hour before recording this for some other stuff, so I'm excited to check that out. And then Dingo playing Refrain. So Dingo was in Shmup Slam 1. He's kind of the refrain man in the Western scene. He's also a really cool dude. So I'll actually be on the mic for this one and talking all about this game. I think people who like kind of the Radiant Silver Gun and like Ikaruga, the treasure visuals, we'll find something really cool in Refrain, because even though it doesn't play that much like a treasure game, it kind of looks like one. So, but it's more bullet hell, so it's a cool kind of a crossover there, so definitely worth checking out. And then we have a final race between Daring Spino and Queen Charlene. So Daring Spino is sort of a hidden boss. It was very recently I met the guy, and the way I met him was pretty epic. You know, he had the AL world record, that's an arrange and DFK. So they'll be playing different modes. Queen Charlene, I believe, is a newer shmup player. At least I've come in contact with her recently, and I think she was saying that she's a newer player. So I think that's really cool that a newer player is willing to put themselves out there, put their neck on the line, basically, because it's pretty intimidating to play in a live event like this. So it'll be side by side, and you can kind of also, it'd be cool to compare how the novice mode and the arcade mode, or whatever you want to call it, how they stack up to each other, where the changes are. Yeah, so that'll be another cool race. And then we'll be wrapping up the event with Kiwi playing Mushihime-sama. What mode is a little bit of a mystery even now. He might go with Ultra, he might go with Arrange. He just got the Arrange world record. So Kiwi is another amazing, kind of like a shmup prodigy, basically. Sort of like I kind of think of him and Moglar that way. Newer players, but they're already just putting shame to most of us anyway. So Mushi will close out the event. That's original Mushi, not Fatari. And then we'll wrap it up, just kind of chatting, going over things. I think that'll be fun. So yeah, check it out. Again, I'll link in the description will be all of them links, you know, the schedule, my website, the stream, all that stuff will be in there. So check it out and tell as many people as you can about it. Peace.